Great. So now whenever I see one of these sigma type problems with the giant sigma and then the sum, I'm just going to get on my calculator. All right. So the first one, second list, math, sum, second list, ops, sequence. All right. Now, okay, now I need to put in the formula. Well, whatever's here, that's the formula. I'm just going to copy that into my calculator under expression, well, right here in this first spot, x parentheses, x plus 2 parentheses. And then since I've got the old style calculator, I have to type all this stuff out by myself, so I'm going to have to put comma right there. And then my variable is x. And then my starting number is 1. And my ending number is 6. And then the step, that last number, that's always going to be 1. So I'm just going to put that in. And then on my paper, I'm going to write 133. I'm not even going back to verify it. I'm just assuming my calculator knows what it's doing. So I'm just leaving it there. All right, let's try this next one. Second list, math, sum, second list, ops, sequence. All right, and then my formula, my expression, there's not like a whole lot here. There's just an 8. It is a formula. It's just a really boring formula. Okay, and then I put my comma in. Just put an A right there under expression. And then I got to put my variable is x. And then I'm going to start at 1 and finish at 4. Step of 1. And it turns out the answer is 32. That's not actually too surprising, because all it did it said, oh, that's 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. Okay, the first one was 8, the second one was 8, the third one was 8, the fourth one was 8. That's all it did. So that makes sense anyway. Now, this one, I wrote the formula out on the paper the way it would look like if it was in the book or something. -1 to the x power. And then I didn't put any parentheses around that x factorial in the denominator. But here, I've written it out like this, because that's the way you need to do it for your calculator. You know, you need the little to the button on your calculator to get to the x. And if you don't put these parentheses in the denominator, your calculator willfully misinterprets you and decides to make the entire thing factorial. Okay, it wants to put a giant exclamation point out there, and then it goes, gosh, those are fractions. I don't even know how to do fraction factorials. So you don't want to miss out on these parentheses. Just assume your calculator is going to be difficult and put some in there. Okay, so second list math sum, second list ops sequence. All right, now I'm going to carefully do this. Put in all those parentheses. Parenthesis, negative button, not the minus, -1 parenthesis to the x power. And then my division sign, so divided button. And then some more parentheses, an x factorial. Now you got to remember from all the way from the beginning of the chapter, where did they put that? All right, that was under math PRB. So math PRB, exclamation point, and then close out the parentheses. And I feel like I've been typing forever, but all I've done so far is the expression. So, comma, x, comma, start at 2, comma, finish at 4, comma, 1. 0.375. That's like 3/8. Does that even make any kind of sense? Well, actually it does, because these are fractions. It's always over some kind of big number I get from doing factorial. So I'm just dividing out a bunch of fractions, so it's not too surprising it comes out as something that 3/8, which is basically a fraction. So that makes some kind of sense.